Hi, my name is Merrill Craybill. I am the chair of the art department at Goshen College. I have been here for 19 years. Um, the art department has two majors. The first major is the graphic design major. Graphic designers are the people who take content that comes from a variety of sources, and sometimes they generate it themselves. And then they create visual compositions that communicate what their clients are interested in communicating clearly and effectively. That might be work that's designed for the web, and that might be work that's designed to go into a printed page in some form. The second major in the art department is the art major itself. The art major has six concentrations. The first concentration is teaching. Teachers coming out of the Goshen College program are certified, prepared to be certified to teach in the pre-K all the way through high school. They have a double major. They have a major in art and a major in education. The next concentration is the entrepreneurship concentration, and that is a combination of business courses and of art courses. The entrepreneurship concentration in the art department would be preparation for somebody who is interested in opening a photography studio or a ceramics shop, or maybe they're interested in being a freelance illustrator. The gig economy that is so hot these days relies on artists who are a part of it to also be savvy in business. It doesn't mean you become a business person more than an artist, but it means you understand how to function in running a small business. And that would be true if you're running your own one person business or if you're a part of a larger business in some form. The third concentration is the studio art concentration, and that concentration is designed primarily for people who are interested in going into graduate school in art, so working probably towards a master's of fine arts degree. It will have a combination of the skills that you need to succeed in graduate school and the skills that you need to succeed as an artist, both going into school and afterwards. The studio art concentration is another one of the concentrations that's generally designed for people who want to go into further schooling. Another program that is similar to that is the pre-architecture program. The pre-architecture program, students who have gone through that program move towards being architects in a couple of different ways. They can go 3 years at Goshen College and 2 years at another institution, another university, and pick up two degrees. So they would get a degree in art from Goshen College, and they would end up with a degree, a bachelor's of architecture degree from the other institution. What more students have done recently is to get a Bachelor's of Arts degree in art from Goshen College, and then gone on and gotten a Master's of Architecture degree as a first professional degree at another university. And there would be a whole host of schools where that next degree could be received. The fifth concentration is the art administration concentration. The art administration concentration is designed for people who are interested in working in either a museum or a gallery, primarily, in one of the many roles that those institutions have. And students recently have gone on to get master's degrees much of the time in that concentration also, although not always. And often people have spent some time working in a small museum, larger museum, or a gallery for a while before they went on to get their graduate degree. The last concentration is the generalist, the art generalist concentration, and that is a relatively small major, meaning that it's easy to pair up with another major and do a double major. Lots of students at Goshen College have broad interests and are looking towards vocations where it's not solely focused in one discipline. So the idea of being able to pick up a good, thorough and understanding of the the arts, and then getting a second major in some other discipline has served many people well. One of the popular ones recently has been a double major in sustainability and art. Um, but whatever your vocation is leading you towards, that generalist concentration means it's relatively easy to put together two majors, depending on the other major. Um, if I were thinking about one of the experiences that I really look forward to having new students, incoming students, move towards, it would be probably the photography class. I really enjoy teaching that, for one, but it is also an interesting combination of composition. So we spend a fair amount of time talking about how you communicate with visual organization, with composition. And so that's sort of the bedrock that your artistic practice is often built upon. But photography also includes this finding of images that surround you. And so students in the photography class are gathering images from their life, essentially. And so um, while it's true that every art will be connected to who you are as an artist, the photography class makes that easy to see sometimes. And so it's really a pleasure to be able to look at your work in that photography class and get to know you a little bit better through that, and find out what your experience is like, find out what your interests are, find out what's important to you, what matters to you. Um, and that happens in all art classes too. But I really enjoy seeing that in the photography class. Um, Related to that, I think that one of the benefits of a Goshen College education is the relationships that you will have with your faculty and with your colleagues, with your fellow students. That seems to me to be the heart of education generally, but especially a Goshen College education. As an art faculty member, I get to work with incoming art majors from their first year all the way through their senior seminar, and that depth of understanding uh, is such a big part of what I think a good education, what mentoring, what modeling, what all of those things that can result from that is such a benefit. You will share that experience with students in your class through 4 years, but you will also get to watch students in the classes ahead of you and learn from them, and they are willing partners and colleagues in that whole process, and you will in turn mentor students who are behind you, and you will in turn share your understandings and sort of ways that you need to think to succeed in college. So that set of relationships is so important. And then that moves forward into your relationships with people that you did not meet at college, but that you are connected to after you graduate because they went to Goshen College. So there is this whole network of alumni that you can use as a resource, and we will begin that in your senior seminar class, but that can carry forward far into your life. I look forward to seeing you at Goshen College. If you have any questions, please feel free to get a hold of me through admissions, or you could find me on the website. Best wishes to you as you make your college choice decision.
Hi everyone, my name is Diana Campos and I am from Goshen, Indiana. I am a senior art and communication major focusing in studio art and multimedia communication. My career goals have changed throughout my time at GC. I began with an interest in wanting to pursue a career as a fine artist, one where I would work extensively in creating and submitting artworks to gallery shows and doing commission work. But now, after taking several classes and learning how to utilize different forms of visual mediums, I am now really interested in working within a collaborative setting, one where I would work either in a creative studio or a agency. One of my favorite classes in the art department would have to be the drawing classes, mainly because that is my preference in my art making, but also because I really enjoy being surrounded by my colleagues who all have a unique and different sense of style than I do. Especially with such a small class size, there's a lot of opportunities to receive personal feedback from the professor, and not only from the professors but from the students themselves. We often have these critique sessions where we would critique each other's work, and through those critique sessions I really do learn a lot about myself and my artwork and how other people view that. This past midterm I was actually a intern at Lightbox, a local design agency specializing in visual identity and branding for nonprofits. I was honestly a little nervous when the time came to do my internship, but I had a really great experience with thanks to my supervisors who helped me along the way. Although it lasted about a month, I've learned a lot in such a short amount of time. I learned how to use various programs for designing, learn what happens behind the scenes of creating an agency. Despite having to work remotely instead of in person was unfortunate, but my supervisors have made the experience still a very good experience because I learned a lot and they were really fun to work with. And it was a nice introduction to the creative professional life. After 3 years of taking art classes and getting to know the professors and the professors getting to know me, I think we already established such a good connection in their way of understanding my style, my way of thinking, my work ethic. And I think it's pretty nice that they understand that and they get to see how much you grow over time. And I honestly think it's thanks to the small class sizes and their genuine interest in their students. In short, they're very supportive of their students both inside and outside of the classroom. For an example, I was invited to speak in front of convocation about my artwork, and it was really I was really nervous about it, but after convocation, people came up to me and told me that they were happy to see me up there because they could finally put a name and a face to the artwork that they often see around campus. I am really thankful for the professors there at Goshen College, especially my art professors who already have an idea of their students' style and their interest in their subject matters. And they don't really push you away from what you're interested in creating. If anything, they motivate you to explore other realms or exploring your subject matter in a different medium. Back when I was in high school searching for colleges, I was initially set on going to an art school. I wanted to be surrounded by other art focused people, and I wanted to be in that environment where it's all about art. However, there was a moment when I realized that I didn't need to go to art school in order to be a successful artist. If anything, I just needed a great community, one that would be supportive in my journey. That's when I noticed that Goshen is a really great community, very diverse, supportive, and there are also working artists here as well. And I thought that if I were to go to an art school, it would be really hard to make myself known when there's so many artists trying to compete against each other to be known. And I think here at Goshen College, you don't really have to compete with each other because everyone's different and everyone supports everyone. And that's why I chose Goshen College. An interesting thing is that Goshen College can be just as expensive as an art school. However, what I realized is that Goshen College is much more affordable than art school because of the financial package that you are given. And if it wasn't for that, I would be paying a lot of debt from art school, and I could be getting the same kind of treatment as if I were to go to Goshen College. And there's also opportunities to receive scholarships in the art department. I'm really thankful for those scholarships that I received for my artwork. You also have opportunities to showcase your work. We often have shows and exhibits based on a theme every year. And also during May term, we have a exhibit where you could potentially win prize money for your artwork. And I also want to emphasize that although I wanted to be a full-time art-focused student surrounded by other artists, the GC core requirements allowed me to be a more full-rounded individual, and it really helps me stand out among the other artists. And I believe the experiences that I have had, such as the most recent one where I went to Ecuador during this past fall term for SST, it really makes me stand out from other artists and really makes me a really unique individual. And I feel like I wouldn't have had that if I went to an art school. So Goshen College really makes you stand apart. Although the art classes are small, and although that the art department isn't as big as an art school, there's still opportunities for students to make themselves known, both in Goshen College and the Goshen community. I fully appreciate what GC has given me throughout my time here, and I would really encourage prospective students to give Goshen College a chance, and to find ways to make yourself uniquely stand out. Thank you so much for listening. That's all I have to say. Basically, I'm just looking forward to the next step of my life. Finishing senior year will be really nerve-wracking, but I'm excited for the last phase where I would be working on my senior art show in the spring. I'm excited to put everything that I've learned and experienced into my work and showcase that to other people. Thank you so much for watching this video.